Your Excellency, President Dr. Frank Steinmeier and First Lady, enjoy the festival and God bless you.
Thank you for having us. Let's enjoy the festive. Thank you.
We say, and we'll love us once again. You're near
Years ago, at UNGA, President Obama and 7 other leaders came together on the sidelines of UNGA and established the Open Government Partnership.
They were motivated by a sense of anxiety, an anxiety that they felt that there was an increasing lack of trust globally between citizens and their governments. And they believed at that time, Your Excellency, that there was need to bridge this gap. And to do that, it was their hypothesis that there was need for governments to address issues around transparency, accountability, citizen participation, and effective delivery of service. To attain that goal, Your Excellency, they felt very strongly that governments could not do it alone. In fact, they submitted that there was need for government to work together with civil society organizations, with academia, with private sector, to address this challenge. we are seeing technology, particularly the weaponization of artificial intelligence, serving a nefarious purpose. And so conversations are beginning around the need for regulatory regimes to be able to as well deal with some of these challenges. Your Excellency, those are some of the issues that animate discussions within the platform that is known as the Open Government Partnership.
My first question to you is to understand personally your vision for open government in Kenya. Why do you want to do such hard work? And you've been involved in it as Deputy President, now as President. Why? What's in it for you? What's in it for Kenya?
The Open Government Partnership Framework was conceptualized in 2011. Kenya became a member in 2012. We were among the first countries to join this framework because of our belief in openness and running an open government. When I came into office as Deputy President, I took it up as one of the deliverables of the administration that we were running. When you ask me the question, what is in it for us now? If you look at the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, it is about inclusivity. It is about people who traditionally have not been in the equation. And that is why we're saying the millions at the bottom of the pyramid, who sometimes, most times, are left behind, must this time round be in the frame, be in the equation. And therefore, inclusivity brings an element of openness. And it is the reason why, as an administration, we want to push forward with the Open Government Partnership, because it speaks to all the tenets that we believe in. It speaks to the issues of digitalization. It's the reason why we are digitizing now 17,000 government services to democratize government information, availability of government information to citizens. And we believe that open government enhances transparency, enhances accountability, and empowers citizens to be able to make decisions. Those three things are very important. Transparency improves trust in government. Accountability makes sure that resources meant for public good is not spent on other things. And number three, bringing citizens into the equation gives them the power to make decisions and to inform government policy. I have made a commitment, and you've heard the Speaker of Senate say, we did agree that public participation is not a sterile provision of the Constitution. It must amount to something. And it is the reason why we've been grappling as a nation, how do we actualize public participation? We are now working on legislation, as you've heard. In a couple of months, we should now have a framework that contextualizes, creates a framework for citizens to meaningfully participate in enacting policy, enacting legislation, and every act of government that requires the public to participate in. That is number one. Number two, we have now work at the Attorney General's office, and I want to ask the civil society who are present here to work with the Attorney General as we improve three pieces of legislation. Number one, improve legislation on Evidence Act so that we can deal with matters corruption in the shortest time possible. Improve legislation on e-procurement and make government procurement open, including making sure that it is in the public domain which contracts have been awarded, for how much money, to which companies. and so that the public can judge for themselves whether they are getting value for money or they are being taken for a ride. I have made that commitment. The works is in the Attorney General's office. I welcome Zalendo. I welcome all the other civil society groups to participate in bringing this legislation to the fore. And I'm very happy with this framework because the civil society that is present here would have chosen to come here with vuvuzela and placards. But they have chosen...
Sometimes they might still have to do that.
But they've come here to say, okay, what are the challenges that we have? How do we meaningfully contribute, institutionalize the solutions rather than ponder on the problems, on the challenges? How do we institutionalize solutions? How do we bring legislation? How do we create institutions? How do we put a policy framework in place? And you have said yourself, it's easy to pontificate about the challenges we have.
Yeah.
It is difficult to frame the solutions. I am very happy with open government partnership. It gives us an opportunity with the judiciary, with the legislature, with the executive, with civil society, with the private sector to figure out how we solve problems together. And this is why I believe in this framework.